Morning YouTube, just having a quick peppermint tea in my nice moustache mug. Getting ready to pop into town. It's Saturday the 4th of January. I've been up this morning, done some meditation, done a little bit of yoga stretching that I do generally tend to do every morning, and I don't include that in my Yoganuary. That's just an extra bit of stretching that I tend to do every morning. Excuse me, I'm distracted. My little kitten Floella is messing about on the table. Yeah, popping into town, into Carlisle town. So if I pass anything interesting that I think you might like to see, I'll show you. Well, I need to stop saying and so much in my videos. Gonna try and do that and try and stop sniffing as well, which I noticed I do all the time. I've just said have a cup of tea, relax, breathe. There we go, that's better. Popping into town, I'm going to get some bars of soap because I like using bars of soap in the shower. Not sure if I'm going for a run later. Oh, just been asked by someone at my club. Our club is doing a takeover of our local park run next Saturday, so a week today. I said that I would be interested in helping out with that. So just had a message on Instant Messenger or Facebook Messenger, whatever it's called, asking me if I'm still up for doing that. I think yes. So I'll take some video footage of our local park run and pop that on the channel just so you can see people running around. I'm sure lots of people know what parkrun is or do parkrun. If you don't know what parkrun is, it's every Saturday all across the country, 9 o'clock in the morning usually. Maybe some places are later. It's a 5-kilometre run around the park. Really good for you. Really, well, good for everyone really. I'm going to go and get ready to go into town and I'll speak to you soon. That is, I hope you can hear me over the wind. It's a bit blowy today. That's the front of Carlisle Castle that I was running around the back of last night. So the road that I run along is over the back of the castle. There's a big park down there that's good to run round, and there you go, Carlisle Castle. I might pop in at some point and show you in the inside. This here is inside the grounds of Carlisle Cathedral, so there's lovely little houses that people do actually live in. There's the back of the cathedral. Now there's some building work that's been going on here because there's a new cafe being built just in here. It's due to open in the next couple of months, I think. So I'm going to check that out. And then there's more nice housing all around the outside of the cathedral. Obviously really old, some of these buildings, or all of these buildings. I'll show you the other side of the cathedral in a sec. There's a little information board you can pause the video and have a read of if you wish. More housing in the cathedral grounds, the side of the cathedral. There's a bit of building work going on just here as well. I'll just walk you outside through the gates. The big stained glass window, which obviously you can't see anything of from the outside. So at some point in nicer weather I'll take you inside and show you the lovely sunlight going through that beautiful stained glass window and the ceiling of the cathedral. Hi YouTube, hopefully you can hear me okay, and hopefully it's not too echoey, because I've realised that the best room in my house with the most amount of light is the bathroom, because it's got, I'll not show you because it'll blind you, but it's got quite a few lights above me. So it might be a little bit echoey in here because there's a big empty bathtub, a shower and so on, a room covered in tile, half tiled all the way around. But hopefully not too bad. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about yoga. And I thought I'd start off by just explaining what it was that got me into it, because I think there's kind of, there isn't. A lot of the times I think people sometimes think about yoga and they just think, oh, that's what women do. Men don't do yoga. A lot of men do practice yoga. And I think everyone probably should practice yoga. That's just my opinion. What got me into it? Well, I'll try and cut the story short. I'm 50 years old. I've mentioned this before. Turned 50 in September, just gone. It's now January. It's January the 4th, 2020 today. Growing up at school, did all the usual things, sporty at school, so athletics, football, rugby, basketball, etc., tennis, etc. Left school, got quite into martial arts. In fact, I started some martial arts whilst I was still at school and did various martial arts for quite a few years. Thought I was pretty healthy and young person, you can do all sorts of stuff until you're until you're like you're 20, you can put your foot behind your head and all this sort of thing without even thinking about it. As you get older, your range of motion just naturally decreases, your muscle mass decreases, your bone density potentially decreases, your range of flexibility decreases, and that's why you sometimes see these people as they get older who need a cane or a frame to walk down the street just because your body's getting older and tired. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want to have to use an aid I'm sorry for the people that do, but I don't want to have to use an aid to help me walk down the street and just live a basic life. So you do start to notice things, and it's a gradual thing. It's a gradual process. It's a bit like as you get older, you just naturally seem to put on weight. When I was young, and by young I mean like teenager, and even in my 20s, I was a stick basically. I'm 6 foot tall. I had a 28-inch waist. I could eat anything on the planet all day long, and it's like I'd eat nothing. People use that expression, hollow legs, Gradually, you wake up one morning and you don't even notice because the pounds pile on really slowly. But you wake up one morning and all of a sudden you've got a 36-inch waist and you weigh 15.5 stone, and you think, well, how the hell did that happen? Well, the same thing happens with your range of motion and your flexibility and your balance. It's such a gradual decline that you don't notice it, and you don't realise until after a while that there are certain things that you used to do that you can't do anymore. Either you just can't do them, so you used to be able to just bend down at standing up and tie your shoelace. Now all of a sudden you have to sit down to tie your shoelace. You used to be able to walk up that flight of stairs, no problem, and all of a sudden you're a little bit out of breath. You used to be able to eat that massive hamburger and not worry about it, and now you're thinking, cracky, I'm pinching a few inches here. So things gradually happen without you realising it, and it's very, very easy to ignore it, and I don't want to, and I don't think we should. And yoga is actually I'm saying it and again, do apologise. Yoga is a really great way of getting that back, getting your strength and your flexibility and your balance back. Now, I started doing yoga at home on my own because I was a self-conscious guy. I didn't want to go and join a class and thinking that people were going to look at me and point and say, oh, look at that guy over there. They're not. Everybody, and that's maybe something for another time, but so I started doing yoga at home, and I looked on YouTube, and if you look on YouTube, there's loads and loads of yoga channels, just like there's lots of channels about anything really. But I found a couple of people that resonated with me, and I'll put links to them below, just in case they resonate with you. One was a man called Sean Veig in America. Fantastic. He does a lot of yoga, he does a lot of Pilates, he does a lot of just planking. He does a lot of strength stuff. He'll do, I guess, like a yoga Pilates mix, whether you want to call it yoga Lattes or Pilo or whatever you want to refer to it as. He does a lot of power yoga and strength yoga, but he does do videos for beginners, intermediates, advanced. So wherever you are, there'll be a video on there for you. Have a look at him. I think he's very good. I like his style. I also came across a lady called Kat Meffin, who's from England, who I really, really like her way of teaching yoga as well. They've both got, and there are many other channels, so you don't have to just look at those two, but I like those two. There's lots out there. I'll put links below. Have a look at them, see if they resonate with you, because that's very important. A lot of these teachers will do the same things. They might do them in a different order, but they'll all teach you, child pose, downward facing dog, cobra, warrior poses, etc. They'll do them in different orders. They'll do them at different speeds. They'll do them with different intensity. But it's the person actually teaching you how to do it. You need to resonate with them. And the same is true if you then go to a yoga class. I think you want to get on with the teacher because you're spending time with that person. It doesn't really matter about the money so much. It's your personal time, because we've all only got so much personal time. You're using personal time now to watch this video. And thank you very much. I appreciate it. But that means that you're not spending that time doing something else. So it needs to resonate with you. Started practicing at home. Then I did go to a local class and do a beginner's class, which I actually found fantastic, and I think it was actually a really important thing to do, because when you're practicing at home on your own and you're watching a video, so someone will tell you to do downward facing dog, and you watch what they do and you do it, but you can't see what you're doing. I guess you could film yourself, you could look in a mirror, but it's actually quite useful then to go along to a class and have somebody who has been doing it for a long time to come along and help you adjust and say, actually, either that's fantastic, or move this, or tense here, or and so on. And then you can feel the difference in the pose from what you were doing to how they adjust you. And then when you go back to doing it on your own, you're looking for that. You're seeking that sensation to know in your mind that you're actually doing it potentially the right way, or you're getting much more benefit from it. It's been fantastic for me. I laid off it a little bit. I did it for quite a bit last year, and my flexibility went through the roof. Actually, I went from. I'm not going to show you here because I've lost it again a bit. But if this was me with my legs and my back, I went from being able to bend forward like this, sitting on the floor, to being able to get right down in quite a short space of time. Just one example, but my range of flexible motion increased tremendously, as did my strength. Yoga, it's funny. I think some people think yoga, it's just a bit of stretching and bending, but actually it builds up massive body strength. You've got to hold some of these poses in particular ways for sometimes quite a long period of time. And you're not just kind of relaxed in them, you're tensing your muscles and you're tensing your core, and you actually really build up a lot of physical strength. It helps your muscles as well as your tendons and so on, and flexibility. So it's a fantastic exercise. I've not done much Pilates, but I imagine that if you did Pilates for a long time, in fact I know people that have done Pilates for a long time that have been Pilates instructors, only done Pilates. Someone that I used to go to college with years ago had possibly the flattest stomach of anyone I've ever seen, with actually in real life with my own eyes, but also even just looking at people in films and so on. She had the flattest stomach I've ever seen, and that was from doing Pilates, because you're tensing your core all the time that you're practicing. I don't think she went to the gym or anything and did sit-ups. She just did Pilates, and she was in the most fantastic shape of anyone I've ever seen in my life. So it's really good. I'll link to some channels below. My advice to you is to give it a go. If you're already into yoga, fantastic. If you're not, give it a try. Look at some channels on YouTube. Find someone that you like. Start off with a beginner course, nice and gentle. You only need to do it a couple of times a week if you want to, just to see if it's something that you enjoy. I love it. I think it's fantastic for
your body. It's fantastic for your mind as well. And if you add in meditation, great. But actually, when you're practicing yoga, you're breathing slowly and deeply right down into your belly. And sometimes you're breathing in for 3 or 4 seconds and exhaling slowly for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 seconds. If you actually just sit somewhere quiet and just do that, breathe in very slowly and deeply through your nose. And then exhale slowly and deeply. Try and exhale for twice the amount of time that you've inhaled for. So if you inhale for 3 seconds, exhale for 6 seconds. Just do that for 30 seconds or a minute. And when you stop and just go back into a natural breathing pattern, you just feel amazing. It's like all your cares and worries have just dissipated for a moment. It's fantastic. Now imagine doing that through a yoga session that might take 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. I've just done a 40-minute session. It's incredible. Yoganuary decided to do that because it's January. I wanted to get back into yoga and I wanted to do something every day. I knew I wanted to practice something every day for a month. Yoganuary was here. I thought, right, I'm going to do it. I'm on my 4th day. I'm going to carry on to the end of January, and then, I mentioned this the other day, I'm going to carry on past that and just carry on doing it every day. I meditate for 10 minutes every morning and I do about 5 to 10 minutes of stretching, which is yoga stretches. So I do downward facing dog, cobra, some planking and forward folds and so on in the morning, just to help wake my body up. I do that as soon as I get up. I do 10 minutes of meditation, 5 to 10 minutes of stretching, jump in the shower, have breakfast, get ready for work and go. But this is an extra thing in the evening now for me, during the day or in the evening, doing some extra yoga. I want to build that flexibility back up. And actually for other things like running, so many yoga stretches are fantastic for your legs and your hips. It's going to help with my running as well. I really do believe that. So whatever you're into, and even if it's just helping you for life, helping you to live a fuller life, letting you do the things that you want to do, finding that now you don't have to sit down in a chair to do your shoelace up, you can just bend down and do it. You don't have to use a stick or a frame to walk down the street when you're 60, 70, 80 years old. Lay the foundation now, and hopefully, fingers crossed, because you don't know what life will bring, you'll reap the benefits. I'll leave it there because this video is stretching on a bit long, and there were some other clips that I took earlier that I wanted to put into this. But just wanted to have a little chat about yoga. Haven't done any running today. Was going to, but I'm making excuses. It's freezing cold outside. I ran yesterday. I don't run every day at the moment. I have just actually signed up for another 10k race. It's the cross border, 2nd of February 2020, from Gretna down to Carlisle. Just a 10k race. A medal. Don't think you get a t-shirt, unfortunately. I want the merch, but I don't think there's merch to be had this time. But yeah, thought I'd do an early 10k. Loads of people from my club are going, so I'm going to go. Might not have the GoPro to film it, but I can do some filming at the before and after. I might even try and do a bit during. But it's an iPhone SE I'm filming on at the moment. No image stability. It'll jump around all over the place. But we'll see what we can do. Enter the 10k. Having a great day. Hope you're having a great day too. Catch you tomorrow.